Welcome to another Wichita Toy Train Club Lionel product review. I'm Zach Rapp. Behind the camera we have Chris, and today we're going to take a look at the new Lionelville hobby shop. Before we go ahead and pull it out and take a closer look, some of the basic features of this hobby shop is it's got all new LED lighting compared to the old one, an all new decorated interior, so probably the same molds and everything, just a couple different colors, and I imagine all the signs have changed. Opening doors, and it is now a plug, expand, play accessory. So that means it works with all your plug, expand, play tracks and whatnot. It comes with its own little control box that will have to be used, and we'll take a closer look at that here later on. This was originally cataloged in Lionel's 2018 Volume 1 catalog. There was also a Ren's hobby shop that was cataloged in the 17 Volume 2, if I remember correctly. It was made to commemorate one of their service techs that died in a car crash on his way to work in North Carolina. So that's how we actually got the hobby shop back into the line, and now they came out with their standard hobby shop. These have both shipped, and they go for right at $300. And if you go through any good Lionel dealer, you probably get a pretty good discount on that retail price. All right, let's pull it out and take a closer look. All right, we got the hobby shop out of the box. We went ahead and turned on the lights for you. Like I mentioned earlier, all the lights inside and out are LED now. So we have one kind of back up behind the authorized dealer that shines up this direction. We have a light up here on our big Lionel sign, and again over here on this side. We'll turn the lights out here in a little bit. That way you kind of get a better effect how the LED lights do on the lighting inside and out. Moving on, we have all new signs and placards. We actually have one of the original hobby shops that Lionel did quite a few years ago. It's been here as long as I've been here, and I've never seen it broken down or anything like that. So, if this version's anything like the original, it will be a good accessory to have on any layout. Another quick thing forgot to mention earlier is both doors do open on the front. If you kind of have to hold the base down, but you can go ahead and pull on them, and they both open right on up. If I can get this one to open. And also, like I mentioned earlier, the hobby shop does come with its own control box for the plug, expand, play accessory track and everything, and we'll talk more about this here a little bit later. Alright, now we're looking over the top of the hobby shop here. As we can see, just like the old one, we got a skylight through the top, and this removes so we can take a look on the inside. Okay, so now we can go ahead and kind of take a closer look. So first over here on our left, we have one of the two big layouts, and we got some mountains and stuff. This is a little different. We'll show you at least a full over picture of the old hobby shop to see if there was many differences. There's not a whole lot, but there are a couple. We got painted on some green paint over here on the layout, little river, and we got a little Santa Fe war bonnet that goes around. We'll show that a little bit later. This black stripe all the way across, that is a printed circuit board that has our LEDs in it, and then we got a couple of holes drilled in it to hold the airplanes. Moving on in the back here, we can see we have all kinds of different posters and stuff. Down here behind each of these two big layouts, kind of hard to see, but those two pictures are actually kind of cool. They are both pictures from Lionel's North Carolina headquarters. This is their test track and a panoramic shot back here. And over here is probably a shot from the service department. Looking at up front here with the service counter, there's trains on top of the desk here. There's a little tree there. We got a guy back here holding up a Rio Grande diesel, and a couple other, a guy and a child looking at trains. We got a vision line box over here. So there's all kinds of different little deals, and a lot of the posters and stuff were there on the old one, just different pictures, a little bit more updated. We have a vision line Niagara up over here. And we got some ships back over here. We did notice on the other one there are no airplanes hanging from the ceiling, so that's a nice added touch here. Back over here we have a whole list of different Lionel catalogs we can look at. And you can't see it, we'll show you guys later. Right here's where the third layout is. It's a circle with the Polar Express and kind of a mountain scene type deal. And of course we have both of our crossing signals over here with flashers in them. It's really hard to see unless you're looking straight at it. We'll try to get a better shot later for everybody to see those. Now looking over here at this other layout of our two big ones, we have a Florida East Coast diesel over here and a freight train for it. It goes around in the same direction as our Santa Fe War Bonnet on the far side. A little bit different layout though. Again, we have a mountain with river. Over here we have a boat that's kind of going along and all kinds of other neat little things in the layout. And again, this is a nice painted green up top there for that. We got the hobby shop down over here on our children's layout and our post-war ZW, which is what we were using to power it earlier, and we're going to kind of go through how Lionel has this set up to go ahead and power. So from our hobby shop, we have our plug, expand, play pigtail. If you remember on the old version, the fire hydrant served as the connection ports for the lights and the motor control for the layouts respectively. But now we have this new pigtail. So what we're going to do is you have this control box that comes with the hobby shop. We'll go ahead and take this end and insert it in here. And we'll take our other end, and this can go to any of Lionel's plug, expand, play, fast track sections, or anything like that that you guys use on your own layout to power it. This will probably go on our modular layout, so we'll probably have to change this whole setup a little bit for our use on that, for kids to be able to push and play with it all the time. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and take this, and like I said, can go to fast track or anything like this. We have just a pigtail here, and we have our hot and ground hooked up, and we'll go ahead and plug that into here, if I can make sure it's going the right direction. Now that we have everything hooked up, like I mentioned before, I'll be sure to leave the product number of this pigtail down in this description for anybody that wants to know. But real quick, you can also, if you're not going to use the layouts operating and you just want to have power on, if it's on a traveling layout or something like that, you just don't want that to be on all the time, you can go ahead and just plug directly into that pigtail from the hobby shop, and because we only have our 2 wires, it powers up our lights. But if we go ahead and go back through our control box here, we can go ahead and turn it on. We got lights again, and this controls our layouts. We go ahead and we flick this on, and our layouts start operating. And that I know of, there is no timer or anything along those lines, so as long as this is on, they'll keep going. You go ahead and you flick it off. There's a little bit of a delay, and eventually they stop. Now looking on the inside of our hobby shop here to our right we can see our Polar Express layout around our mountain. Real nice look. Kind of just goes round and round. Up front you can see our Florida East Coast and kind of a greenery scene with a lake and mountain and river and everything. We got a deck there in front of the Polar Express with all kinds of new catalogs scattered across there. You can see those a little bit closer in person. Moving on to the front desk here, we can see all kinds of new Lionel and Vision Line boxes underneath the counter. We have our 2 flashing crossing buck signs and our service guy holding up a diesel locomotive. Real nice look here. Moving on, we got a shot of the Super Chief set from the outside. Nice look of this layout. Up front, this is the first thing you see when you walk up to it. Real nice look. We have all 3, you can see almost all 3 layouts there, and of course our Polar Express right there in the middle. Here's a slow shot of kind of everything on the outside. There's all kinds of new signs: American Flyer, LCS, Vision Line, Legacy, an authorized dealer sign, Line Chief Plus, 2.0 type stuff, and there's some odd ones in there like helicopters and boats, plug, expand, play, and line skill, all kinds of different signs. Here's another shot of our Super Chief set on the kind of a desert terrain layout on the left hand side. And here's a little bit closer shot of our Polar Express, and as you can see on the left hand window, not in focus, but it is a National Train Day sign. Real neat. So a few last thoughts on the new hobby shop. I got the old version right here. The color scheme's a little different, so just about like anything, I think people are wearing different clothes and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of just a little different. The blue is kind of a nice look, and the old Lionel logo is nice, but all of this the new kind of was like a gold color, and the newer logo is again still a very nice look. So I think they're both really nice. Like I mentioned before, this has been here as long as I've been here, so that I know of. It just keeps going. If you've in some of the videos, if you hear kind of a little bit of like a growling noise and stuff, this new one does make some noise. I don't know if Lionel changed some of the drivetrain for the layouts any. This one's extremely quiet. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if anything got changed. I imagine over time, though, this one will probably quiet down, just getting everything lubed up good. This concludes our review of the new rendition of the Lionel Hobby Shop. Be sure to subscribe to us, and also let us know what your opinion is on the new Lionel Hobby Shop. Also, don't forget that we're on Facebook, and be sure to go over there and hit like. That way you get all the notifications of our open hours here in Wichita, Kansas, and any upcoming train shows. Thanks for watching.